Hey, what's happening? What's going on, everybody? Today's trading day recap is fire. It was just one of those trading days where it just felt right. And coming off a day like yesterday, if you didn't watch the recap, go back on the channel, watch the recap from yesterday, where things just did not feel right. Today felt right. It required extreme patience, a sniper entry, and big profits. Let's go ahead and get into the recap for today. So, on today's trading session, we only took 4 trades total. A winner, a loser, and 2 more winners. And this trade right here is the big winner of the day that I can't wait to discuss, but it was the last trade of the day. So you're going to have to hang out in order to hear how we found this trade and what exactly happened. But to start the day, I actually took a short on the ES into VWAP. I saw that we had wicked up previously into this zone. So I decided to take short on VWAP. Well, of course, as I buy, the buyers just come through like crazy, and I ended up taking a $260 loss here. I cut this trade because it was at yesterday's point of control, and I thought that we really had a lot of momentum. Turns out that was right. 20 points later on the ES. So very happy I cut that trade for minus 260. The risk to reward felt great there. Overall, solid trade, even though it was a losing trade. Losers happen, right? It's just bound to happen. So overall, felt great on that trade. On the flip side, so even though this was a losing trade, on the flip side on the Nasdaq, I actually got long on the momentum trade here for about, how many points is that? About $205, so about 10 points of Nasdaq movement here. The idea behind this trade was I saw a bunch of buyers come through, a ton of buyers, ES pops, and ES had a lot of momentum. The Rusty had a lot of momentum, so I thought the Nasdaq was going to follow suit. Additionally, I knew that we were close to this 5-minute high. And so in my mind, if we go up to test the first 5 minutes of the day, if we go up to test that high, a lot of times we wick through it, or we actually can continue on the trend all the way through it. So what I did was, as soon as we broke VWAP, I marketed in, put my target from 7 points. I moved it up to about 10 points, which was basically just on the other side of this wick, because I thought we were going to magnet into that. And that's exactly what happened. This trade was quick, nice and easy. Now, of course, we ended up coming back down to test that 5-minute high, and it ended up being a nice little springboard for basically the rest of the day. So I could have held this trade all day long, it seems. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's just the way trading works all the time, right? But the retest on this was a really nice entry as well for the rest of the move to the upside. 90 points to the upside on the Nasdaq is just crazy. So after both of these trades, which happened within the first 15 minutes of the day, basically, I was net $65 on the losing side. So I was minus $65 in the red, in the hole. And I knew that I just had to be patient. So each of these candles is 5 minutes. Now, every morning, all of these trades were done on stream, live, if you were tuning in. And before the market opens, I do a daily analysis. And so the daily analysis today was, we opened right around here. We had already tested this level once where these previous wicks were. And what I said this morning was, hey, we have a wick test. So if we come back up to test this, I think we're going to go test yesterday's low at 820. And I have this thing called the wick test principle, which is basically if we have a large move to the downside, typically the next candle will go up and test the previous low and we'll reject there for a nice little move. Or if we have a nice move to the upside, let's use this one as an example, right? If we have a nice move to the upside, typically the next one will test the previous high and we'll bounce off of there. So it's called the wick test principle. So if we have a nice move, the wick will test the previous wick and bounce. If we have a nice move to the downside, this wick will get tested and will bounce to the downside. So what I did was I went ahead and marked a level at 820 on my range chart. And I just decided to wait and be patient, just extreme patience. I waited through all of this chop, not taking a whole bunch of trades. Not taking any trades actually, because I wanted to follow through with my daily plan. That's what I said yesterday was, yesterday in yesterday's recap video, I had a losing day. I wanted to follow through with what I said I was going to do and what I said I was looking for in the pre-market session. And so I followed through with it. I put my level there. I put 2 orders there, 1 order for a 7-point take profit on the quick scalp and 1 order a little lower so I could try and catch a little bit more of the move. I believed that we would get a nice rejection off this level. So price comes in super hard. We get a ton of buyers, as you can see, pushing really hard off of VWAP, basically up into the 20-point range or 820 level. It was a 70-point push. I got filled on both of my contracts. Basically top ticked. I almost top ticked it. Not quite perfectly, but got close. And that's where we rejected. Immediately pulled 7 points off, and then we got the last fill at 800 psych level. We ended up pulling off of that level about 50 points total down to 770 or so off of the 820 level. And overall, I was stoked off that trade. It wasn't the biggest trade I've ever had, right? At the end of the day, I'm only up $422, right? That's a good money, but it's not crazy money. This is not the craziest trade I've ever had by any means. However, it felt really, really, really good. And I was very, very, very happy with it because I did what I said I needed to do yesterday, right? I said I needed to follow through with my pre-market analysis, be patient, and secure the bag. And that's exactly what we did today. So overall, very happy. 3 winners, 1 loser. I had the losing trade here, but I cut it in time. Feeling good about that. Hindsight says I knew that we had a double top here. So one thing to improve is don't take the short into a double top. Those typically get repaired. That's my negative for the day. But everything else felt very positive on the day with respecting and executing off of my level that I cared about, etc. So overall, very happy with the day. This is my Top Step Trader account. It's the $150,000 account. If you're saying, Matt, what is it? It's linked down below in the pinned comments and the first link in the description. Basically, I'm using a company's money to trade with. I proved to them through a 2-step process here on stream on this channel that I was a good trader. After the 2-step process, they give you money to trade with. They take on 100% of the risk. They give you the leverage and the margin to trade with. So that's what I'm using right now on stream. And I'm keeping 80% of the profits. They take 20% of the profits because they're the ones putting up the risk and the leverage. It's called Top Step. It's linked down below. You can click and see the different account sizes and all of that. Read about it, do some research, or come ask questions about it in the live stream. And if you have not tuned into the live stream, make sure you press that subscribe button. We're on the quest for 100,000 subscribers. We're not quite there yet. We're getting close to 24K. Or I think we might have just passed 24K. So you got to come subscribe and tune in. And as always, if you appreciate these recap videos and kind of watching my trading journey, make sure you press that thumbs up button. But today, overall, very stoked on following through. It's all about following through and having patience. And today, nailed that. Even though it wasn't a huge winning day, it doesn't matter. The mental side was freaking fire and feeling good. So I'm pumped for tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.